This is Castello di Monsanto, Chianti Classico Riserva, 2007. And this is one of these wines that's sort of always getting really good reviews, consistently high scores. The property was purchased back in the 60s, early 60s, by Fabrizio Bianchi. And he has modernized it and upgraded all the vineyards and been very innovative, working very hard to make this one of the best quality Chiantis available and to do it consistently. He was one of the first to eliminate any white grapes in the Chianti, which is something that used to be required and now is virtually non-existent, because winemakers like Bianchi said it just makes the wine inferior. They don't want to do it anymore. And the other thing that he's doing, he was an innovator on, is aging the wine in French oak barrels rather than the big old chestnut wood casks. So, of course, the French oak gives the wine more character, more complexity. This particular vintage, very good vintage in Tuscany. They've had a string of really good vintages. It's been really a super decade for them. And the wine was aged for 18 months in the French oak barrels. We've got it 90% Sangiovese, 7% Canaiolo, and 3% Colorino. So they still are blending in a little bit of the other traditional grapes just to sort of spice up the Sangiovese a bit. So, got a really pretty tobacco-y nose on this. Like putting your nose in a cigar box with some cherries in there too. Wow, that's nice. A little more of that tart cherry, tangy, spicy. Let's taste. So you get a nice sort of flavor profile of fruit, sort of carrying over into sort of spicy and earthy. I've got cherries, and I've got like pomegranates, some sort of tangy tart, and then that's sort of like crossing over into this spicy sort of cedary, tobacco-y notes, and then some like more earthy, spicy, peppery notes following up on that. It's really interesting and very compelling. It has a sort of a medium tannic note to it. There's a good backbone to it, but for the most part the tannins have softened. It just has a little bit of a grip, comes through on the finish, and says, you know, that it's a wine that could lay down for a while and then be around for a while. But the tannins don't interfere with that fruit, which really comes out immediately and really shows you something. This is a wine I think could stand up some pretty hearty food. You know, whether you want to roast up some venison or something like that and pair this up, I think you'd be pretty satisfied. Anyway, good wine. Enjoy.